Welcome to this brief introduction to the ACD iLab interface, accessible via the National Chemical Database Service at cds.rc.org. This is the iLab web interface. On the left hand side are the modules that can be used: PhysChem, NMR and naming. Firstly, we will deal with how to get structures into the interface. There is a pencil icon that will allow you to draw in the structure. Alternatively, the ACD dictionary has over 160,000 compounds. Mol, CDX or ChemSketch files can also be uploaded, and it is possible to copy and paste from ChemDraw, ChemSketch or ISISDraw into the ACD iLab web interface, or a smiles notation can be pasted in. Now that we have a structure loaded in, we can generate PhysChem properties. Here we see basic PhysChem properties, Lipinski type properties and mass spectrometry related properties for acetaminophen. The specific PhysChem modules on the left hand side panel can be viewed if we expand the properties window. These are the PhysChem properties that can be predicted. In the log P module we see the predicted log P value as well as the experimental values that we use to predict it. The top 5 structural candidates are used to predict these PhysChem modules. Hovering over the report allows us to see exactly what is being predicted, and the help icon at the top will give you more information on how many structures are in the database, how the predictions are carried out and what sort of validation is used. For all predictions, reports can be downloaded as PDF. In addition to predictions, ACD iLabs contains databases of PhysChem properties, as you can see here in the logP DB module, a logP database. Here is an experimental reference for the logP of acetaminophen. We can also search for substructures, similar structures or exact structures and specify molecular formulae. Here I am specifying that we only want substructures of the molecule with 1 to 25 carbons and 10 to 25 hydrogens. Looking at similar structures and clicking on the candidates gives the reference logP value along with the article bibliographic information itself, if you would like to investigate further. The same can be done for solubility and pKa. Next we will look at prediction of NMR spectra and searching the NMR database. Clicking on the NMR module allows a prediction of carbon, proton, fluorine, nitrogen and phosphorus NMR spectra using the same prediction engine as is in the ACD iLab desktop software. Clicking on HNMR predictor generates a proton NMR for the loaded structure. If we hover over the peaks in the spectra, the corresponding protons are highlighted in the structure and table, with associated coupling constants and errors. To zoom in and see the peaks blinking, just click and drag a box. The icons at the top can be used to change the view and axis labels, as well as the frequency of NMR machine that the spectra is being predicted for. Again, a PDF report can be downloaded, as well as the data in a JChem format. The same sort of prediction can be carried out for carbon NMR, fluorine, nitrogen and phosphorus. Aside from NMR prediction, there is an extensive NMR database, NMRDB, which can be filtered by source details or various criteria for the compound structure. If we click on the first result here, we can see the experimental chemical shifts and the reference that it comes from. The NMR databases are updated quarterly by ACD Labs. ACD iLab can also be used for naming of compounds. Here we generate an IUPAC name for the structure that we have. Structures can be generated from names, either by pasting in a name or smiles, and a structure is generated. ACD iLab has a useful history view located at the top of the page, which allows the history of searches to be viewed, each with a timestamp. Clicking on these resubmits the search to iLab. This has been a brief introduction to the capabilities of ACD iLab, which can be accessed via the National Chemical Database Service at cds.rc.org. Resources provided as part of the National Chemical Database Service are free to use for UK academia. More information can be found at cds.rc.org.